Thank you for joining us today. I want to welcome our district employees and division employees. I know y'all have a lot going on your plate, especially at the end of the fiscal year. So I appreciate you taking and making the time to be with us today. I would also be remiss if I did not thank some of our MPO partners. I know some of them are on the call, as well as some of our consultant partners also who help us deliver our program are on the call. So welcome. Last but not least, I also want to welcome our FSWA partners. Without them and their support and their leadership, we would not be able to launch this program. So we really appreciate them taking the time and help us really get this program launched and learn from some of the experiences elsewhere in the country and be successful at it and just supporting us throughout the process. So thank you, Al, and your team for joining us today as well. So, one thing that we talk about, at TxDOT is really just we talk about our mission statement, which is connecting you with Texas, and we talk about our values, which are path, people, accountability, trust, and honesty, and we talk about our goals. And we have 7 goals at TxDOT, and I really truly feel like ICE hits three. It hits all of them probably, but it really impacts 3. It impacts our safety goal. It impacts our delivering the right project on time, on budget, and optimizing our system. Those are all 3 of the 7 goals that we have at TxDOT. And so why are we doing this? You just kind of step back and think about where we are and where we need to go. 32% or a third of our fatal and injury crashes in Texas take place at intersections. That is huge number and a significant contributors to the number of serious crashes and fatal injuries that we have in Texas. So innovative intersections are proven to reduce fatalities by reducing the number of conflicts of conflict points for moving vehicles, and that's why those innovative intersections are thought of very highly and something we need to consider. So as we try to really work toward Vision Zero by 2050, and as we really want to reduce half the fatalities by 2035, looking at these big major initiatives that can really have a huge impact into reducing the number of serious crashes and fatal injuries, such as intersections, is very high and paramount. And I always say, what's the definition of insanity? And that's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So we can't keep doing the same thing and with our designs and expect different results. Innovative intersections are a critical tool in our toolbox for reducing intersection-related fatalities and serious injuries. Roundabouts, for example, are proven to reduce fatalities by 90%. And ARCUTs by 70%. So that is major, that is massive, and that's very significant into our program moving forward. So the main question is then, how do we really know? How do we know which intersection is the best intersection for that particular project or projects? The intersection control evaluation, or ICE process, will help us identify the safest and best intersection options for our projects. So while safety is the chief concern here, and we talked about that, I talked about that extensively. Guess what? ICE doesn't just help you in that area, but ICE also helps you. The ICE process helps you also incorporate other factors like operational performance, as far as traffic and vehicular movements, and pedestrian movements, and bicycle movements, and other modes of transportation, and other impacts also. Such as environmental and right-of-way, etc. So some of the benefits of the ICE process include, but not limited to, the implementation of a safer, more balanced, and more cost-effective solution. Consistent documentation to support transparency of decisions, right? So not only are we making a decision, but we're also documenting and memorializing those decisions and why we picked that intersection. For generations to come, so they really know what the thought process was in our decision making, and that will be documented throughout. increased awareness of the innovative solutions so that everybody, not just within TxDOT and FSWA, but even all of our partners in the NPOs, local governments, and the consultant industry are really aware of what was possible, the art of the possible, if I may say. And really another important benefit is also having performance metrics for decision making. So not only are we going to be able to help use a tool to help us really decide which is the right intersection type to have in this particular project or this particular area, but we can always come back and find out, did we really get our money's worth? We expected to get A, B, and C benefit. Did we get A, B, and C benefit? And if we did, great. And if we didn't, why? So that's an important measure and benefit for our tool. So in summary, and just to close it out and land the plane, I guess I want to say that the ICE process is being established to ensure that intersection investments across the Texas highway system are evaluated, selected, prioritized, and implemented with defensible benefits for safety and congestion relief. So without further ado, Amanda, thank you. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate your leadership in ICE. I appreciate your leadership in all of our intersection initiatives. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you for making this happen. So I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mo.